Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Real Talk here on Shelbyville Now. We are sponsored by Norris Plumbing here in Shelbyville and Bedford County.
Yes.
Third generation plumber.
That's right.
Josh, I did it again.
There you go
I
again.
called
Put
Josh
that in the
Bo.
Josh.
I called him Bo on Saturday, so I call you.
Hey,
It's automatic.
It's all good. I've been called a lot worse.
Okay,
that's for sure.
Before we dive into some stuff we're going to talk about today, let's hear from our sponsor, Norris Plumbing.
Norris Plumbing.
And we'll be right back.
Norris Plumbing has been serving our community for 3 generations, providing reliable solutions for every plumbing need. From water heaters and water lines to kitchens, baths, and complete repiping, our team delivers quality workmanship you can trust. Professional service means arriving on time, explaining the problem, and completing the job with precision. At Norris Plumbing, we stand behind our work because your home deserves the very best. Call Norris Plumbing today at 931-703-5915. Norris Plumbing, trusted, professional, dependable.
All righty, welcome back in here to Real Talk on Shelbyville Now. It is Tuesday afternoon.
Yes.
Right at 4:09 p.m.
Right.
We got a little late start, but we got to talking beforehand, Bo,
Well,
and talking about some stuff that's going on. And I guess one of the big things that we've got to talk about is the celebration is over.
Yeah, it is.
And the donuts are gone. However, based on everything I've seen, the last night of the celebration turned out to be one of the largest crowds in probably 18 years or so.
I would have to agree with that statement. I've participated in probably every celebration since the early 80s. And I remember some of them, when I can remember, I've remembered a lot of the glory days when it was packed full.
Yeah, there wasn't any gaps
right.
in any area of the stadium
right.
at all on
That's
Saturdays.
Right.
I mean, everything was full. The boxes were full.
Yes.
The West grandstands, even when they built the upper deck over there with
That's
the box seats on the north end, they were full. All the general admission was full.
Up until the year of 2006, and that year it was full.
It was almost full. The little corners up in the corners of the West grandstand,
I remember were always
they were just a little bit sparse, and it already started coming down just a little bit. But then in 2007, it really started dropping.
It did. It dropped, and then in the years that followed, up until this year, they had been up and down, but it was nothing like the past. This year, we kind of got a little glimpse. It still wasn't nothing like the glory days, but it was a great to see parking lots.
Wouldn't you say if you got everybody scrunched together in there, it was probably about half full?
I would make
let's say probably
yes,
maybe
at least
maybe 15,000 people in there.
I would say, and I didn't.
You can take that thing half full and scatter it out, and it looked full.
Yeah,
but if you packed them in, it would probably been that's a pretty good crowd.
It was a good crowd, and a lot of the lower was packed, and a lot of the general admission was. But now riding by it on my way here, it's totally gone. And there's I've always got this. I mean, I'm sure people have.
It's like a day after Christmas.
Yeah,
man.
It is. It's kind of like we're all just kind of like, whoa, what happened? The day after, the tumbleweeds rolling through,
horse poop, and some flies left.
But it is, and it's a sense of sadness. The kids go back to work. It kind of shakes.
Kids go back to school. We go back to
that's
work.
Right. That works on my mind. Just like, but it is. It's a we kind of in the celebration. A hangover, if you will. It's kind of here we are back to school, back to work. Everybody's done selling their donuts or working their booths, and here we are back. But it's fun while it lasts.
Yeah, a lot of things come to mind just reflecting back. We had a 4-time world grand champion, John Allen Calloway, and Justified Honors. And talking about that, Josh happened to be there.
Yes,
and he caught one of the classic moments of celebration history.
Yes,
when John Allen pulled out and Bill Calloway, his brother, was 2 horses over, standing with a thrown shoe, and he bumped his fist.
He was
when he came by, and Josh captured that and posted it.
It was a great video,
and it's gone viral.
And it was great to see live. Right at the final run down the straightaway, Bill threw a shoe. He kind of went to the grass for a minute, but he decided I'm gonna get line up. It's the end of the class. He went and then when they called the winner, it was a classic moment and great to see 2 brothers out there competing, but one actually winning over this night.
I think everybody in the stadium knew that John Allen was going to win. That's just a phenomenal horse.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal horse. I mean, it's already probably its value is maxed out. I don't know how it can go up or down, even if it happened to lose. But it was great to see, and I expect though now with bigger crowds come bigger competition.
Well, I think we got 2 reprieves. One was the judge's ruling before the celebration, the day before the celebration, where the horses could show back, and the scar rule, the inspection scar rule situation, you can't turn a horse down because of scar rule, and the mindset of, due process is not in play when you do these rules this way.
Right.
And we got that injunction put in place. That was a big boost.
Big boost.
All right. The other thing was the weather.
Yes. Oh, the weather was absolutely stunning, if I may say. Look, the last 10 years, it has been just the most humid time of year, and not to mention some rain coming through. And it reminded me of the time in the 80s back when it was cooler. Now, I know I've heard stories of even in the older days where, you had to bring your coat every night because it was getting cold. But this you saw blankets this year.
Hey,
it was great. I loved it.
It goes in cycles, though. Bo.
It does.
I mean,
does.
That's the thing we remember back in the 1981, 82, and I remember in like 75 or 76 one year, it was like 95 one day, and it dropped down into the 50s the next. And we thought it was going to snow, but then before that show was over, the next weekend, the middle of the next week, that happened early. Middle of next week, it was back up to 100 degrees.
And they try to politicize climate change. All that is a verb. It happens. Climate's change.
It changed, yeah, that's right. And this is just part of it. And but we're going to remember it being cool.
Yes,
this year
it was great. It was cool. There was just kind of a shot of energy into the celebration this year. I hope you got to experience the people out there. If you didn't, there's always the next year.
We were talking beforehand. I think a lot of people stayed home and did not travel as much.
Yeah.
Because it costs so much to travel now. I mean, a lot of people would take a second vacation. Maybe they're saying, let's don't spend that money. Right. We don't know what's going to happen this fall or Christmas, so let's stay home. And I think a lot of people got out because of the weather, because they didn't go to Florida or wherever it is they go. A lot of them still did, but a lot of them didn't.
Some that went, but I think
we had more local support.
Yeah, we did
this year.
I mean, I saw a lot of faces. I don't know that I've ever seen there, but I know that I did see a lot of local support there.
Yeah,
and it was just a great. What is it? 10 days, 11 days. It was just great.
All right. Next thing that happens at the celebration grounds, there's going to be a mounted shooting competition. And that starts on the 6th of September, which is this coming weekend. If you've never been to a mounted shooting competition, it's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
They're on horseback shooting.
They are, and it tends to bring a pretty good crowd.
I mean, now they don't shoot bullets. They shoot little pellets of rock salt.
Right.
And they pop balloons with them.
It's more noise than
it's a lot. It's noisy, but it's amazing what these riders and these horses can do. First of all, the horse is able to withstand the gunshot without jumping out of their skin.
Yes.
And being able to stay on task. And then the riders having a steady enough hand on a horseback. This gets back to the cowboy days.
This is exactly what it is. I mean, this is when the real life depended on you having a horse that could withstand a shot.
Yeah.
It's neat to see. It really is.
It's one of the larger events that will take place.
It is.
And it's just right here, right after the celebration. So
it's well attended. So look, if you have nothing to do, come out and try that out.
Yeah, even if you do have something to do, cancel those plans and go. All right. I know Warren Wells would like to see the stands full for this.
He would.
All right. Moving on just a little farther out. We talked about this last week, and now it's in full force. Murfreesboro, Rutherford County Schools have now metal detectors or weapon detection system in all schools, all 50 schools, K through 12, are now equipped with this. And I've seen several videos that they're circulating online, and I've seen a lot of people say this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. I've seen a lot of people say this is terrible. It's like being in a prison. Well, we talked about this.
Yes.
And to me, it's just good enforcement.
Yes, it is. I mean, look, I think that it's just smart. There's few places that guns don't need to be, and I would say a school is probably one of those. And may I say that statement with, as long as there's someone with the gun that can
as long as there's some way to defend the students.
And I believe now we have SROs in there. I trust.
But there's not enough, Bo.
It's not enough, and it's not enough because if somebody tried who knows what to hurt people, they're going to achieve it. But the response time and being there and be able to act soon is very important. But the gun, as far as coming into events, look, you're not going to come into an event if you have a gun in Rutherford County. That's just going to be the end of it.
Into the schools,
the schools, and into sporting events.
They're talking about expanding it into that very soon.
Yes, and they say weapon detection systems. I believe that's a metal detector. I also believe that they have other technologies that are able to spot weapons, and I hope that they can do that because, you know, I do carry weapons, but I respect laws that are around here, especially in schools.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's important because, like I said, that's not a place where they are, but there does need to be protection there for us that do want to abide by the rules. And
I think there could be another level of screening on folks. I know a concealed carry permit is not necessarily required anymore in the state of Tennessee. And if you do, you can go online without training. I think that if you're willing to go through the proper training, that you should be able to have a permit to carry your weapon anywhere because numbers are important. If you're going into a soft target and you have this training, and you should be able to carry that with a huge background check, knowing that you're not equal to, but you've had the training equal to a law enforcement officer to where you can handle your weapon. And now I saw today where the Tennessee legislature has passed that gun safety is going to be taught in all schools in Tennessee. They made a law.
It needs to. It was taught to me. That? It was a mandate in my house.
What do you think about the school doing it though?
Well, you know what? Schools, they mandate all kinds of other things, and they've done some crazy stuff. I think that this is important. I think this is a safe. This could be a health and safety, because there are a potentiality of kids getting into houses, seeing a gun, picking it up, thinking it's a toy. If anything else, they teach them what's a toy gun versus a real one and what to do with the gun.
So who's going to do this?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of questions.
I would like a responsible law enforcement, some type of
person
to know about it. But back to your point with civilians carrying in maybe at a football game or something, I think that the police officers, they will need help and want help in that.
In case of an active shooter, the more the better.
Somebody that is well qualified.
And I think these people that do get this training should be notified. Well, not notified, but the police officers should know these people.
Yes.
And actually train with them.
Yes.
As like they're almost like a deputy. They're kind of deputized, but not really.
And usually you see their presence there. It wouldn't be, if this was enacted, this wouldn't be a bad idea to go up to the law enforcement officer, have a little bit of small talk with him, and
say, I'm here.
This is what I got, and this is where I'll be.
Exactly.
I think that's just a great common sense approach.
I think that's one thing. This other, though, about the training of gun safety, I think every child should go through gun safety, whether they're going to own a gun or not, whether their parents own a gun or not, because if they found one laying on the side of the street, what do you want your child to do with it? How do you handle it?
That's right.
All right, so I don't know how this gets implemented. I don't know who teaches it, but I'm anxious to see how this plays out in all the school districts.
Me too. I think it could be a good idea.
Yeah. All right. We've got some other things going on, Bo. Today, President Trump announced that Huntsville, Alabama is going to be the home of Space Force. It will be moving to Huntsville. And he said this, we're going to call it the Rocket City. We already do call it the Rocket City. I mean, he's not from down here, so he don't know.
He don't know. The Rocket, I assume, is still on Interstate 65.
No, it's gone.
Well, that needs to come back, and he should have mentioned that.
They took that thing down, and
it's Rocket City down there, and it's coming from Colorado. And I think that anything in getting close to Tennessee and out of Colorado is a smart plan, because they've gone liberal on a lot of things. Colorado has. I've met a lot of people that have moved here. You
know about the underground bunkers there under the Denver airport, don't you?
No, I don't.
That's our temporary setup for Washington, D.C. in case something were
to happen.
Really? Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, they built it under the mountains there then. Huh?
No, it's right in the middle of a field.
Well,
and it's weird.
No, I didn't know about that.
You need to
look to do some research on that.
And there's a lot of conspiracy theories about this too. But you need to check out the Denver airport and all the underground workings. You get a glimpse of it when you go on a flight, and instead of you're underground in the tunnels going through these tramps taking you from each concourse. And if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. But they actually have little windmills on the side of the wall there to catch the wind off the train that generate the turbine that creates the lights.
Really?
Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of statues and a lot of weird pictures, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories. You need to look that up. You're going to have to check that out.
I had no idea about any of that, but I do know that Biden in 2021 said that that program was going to be in Colorado and it was going to stay in Colorado.
Well, it's in
and apparently
Huntsville,
things
Alabama.
have changed.
All right. So what does that do? We don't know how many people we're talking about. Let's just say it's 500 or 1,000.
Okay.
That will make a small impact to Madison County.
Yes.
In Alabama.
Yeah.
So what does that do for this area? I don't know, Bo. It reinforces the fixture of it being Rocket City, and that it's an important place for our space program. Always has been, but that kind of amplifies it just a little more.
But would that happen to tie maybe any of the MTSU aerospace program to Huntsville? Would that? I'm just spitballing here. It possibly could. You know, we mentioned the traffic that you see on 231 in Bedford County a lot of times, and that might be traveling traffic. It is interesting, though. We talked about that, but I think that Huntsville is ready for another boom, because if you've been out the west side of Huntsville, it is totally like another Murfreesboro. I mean, it's huge.
It's like downtown has shifted west toward I-65,
and it's new and it's pretty, and they've got it all.
But you know, and that makes me sad, though, to see some of those places. I remember going down there as a kid. Occasionally, most of the time we went to Nashville. Well, sometimes we'd go to Huntsville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah.
And a lot of those old places are just kind of run down, and I'd like to see all of it built back up.
The old
there.
McDonald's there.
Just like every town just like here.
Yeah.
We shifted off Madison Street and went to North Main.
We did.
And we've neglected Madison Street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it happens in every town.
And that's usually the part we see, or I see, coming from Shelbyville, because I come through Fayetteville. And I see when you come into Huntsville through Fayetteville, that's the old part of the city. And that's where they used to have the old McDonald's and old this, but they've grown. They've got NASA there. It's been Rocket City. And I'm glad that they're getting some more getting some more space from more recognition from Trump to what Huntsville really is, because I mean, if you haven't been down there lately, it's a totally different world. But as far as what they're going to bring here, I don't know. I mean, will it bring 500 jobs?
I don't think it's going to do much here, but it just brings something to this area.
Seems like a big deal, though. I mean, it was a big deal to be moving it here. I'm glad to hear about that.
Yeah. So we got that happening, and then on a national scene, you were talking about there's been several things happen. Federal judge said that the tariffs are illegal. That President Trump used an act that's for emergency only, and those tariffs that all these businesses have been paying, if it went to Supreme Court and got overturned, those tariffs would possibly be refunded. That sent shockwaves through some of our financial sectors today. The price of silver is eking up on $42, Bo.
It was at 41 and change the last I looked at it.
Gold is at like $3,600.
We're talking about this because not too long ago, it was in the 20s. It has made a massive jump, especially this year. It's been very volatile in the increase. I mean, it has not gone down hardly any. It just kind of jumps. But it's the first time. The other day was the first time it's at $40. I believe that was Sunday or Saturday.
It was overnight,
and then just
yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it was. The Labor Day throws me off.
The world markets kept going while we shut down in the United States, and in the meantime, silver's going through the roof. All right. So what is this telling us, Bo? It's telling us that people are fleeing the dollar, which is a piece of paper not backed by anything. It's fiat currency.
Yeah.
It's worthless. It's only backed by our government saying it's worth $1, and the world accepting that it's worth $1.
Yes.
But people are fleeing from that. The dollar is going to devalue. Gold and silver are going through the roof. So if you have paper money, which are just dollars in your bank account, you're losing ground. And the best way to hedge against that is to get some precious metal, silver or gold. I've always said silver is the poor man's gold. That's the reason I buy silver.
Yes,
I can't afford gold now.
No, $3,500 an ounce.
I know, but you can get silver, and a lot of our old silver coins, they will come into play one day. I really think about it.
I love to collect the old 90% and 40% silver coins. I think that they're still just it's something that I can hold, and it's something that I've needed to, could get melted down. I have a lot of pure silver. I think you can't go wrong with the investment. I'm very happy that it's going up, and traditionally silver, when it keeps its price. And what do they use silver for? Well, a lot of solar, big time solar
panels, all this AI stuff, electronic components. It's used silver. I mean, you see the soldering on that; it's a percentage of silver.
Yeah, I mean, because of the way it conducts. I mean, if you've ever put silver in ice, it instantly turned. It's amazing what this I guess mineral or natural substance can do, and it is well. But I just don't. Yeah, it hurts.
So you're a silver stacker.
I like stacking silver. I do. I like dollars. I like cash. So I'm kind of a cut here. I don't like our dollar.
Here's the situation with that. I've got a cap over there that Catherine Austin Fitz gave me. It says, "Make cash great again." All right, cash is good to have in your pocket. I've got one of these things right here, and I was watching a video the other day of a guy he's an expert economist, and he's really big on precious metals and about the currency that we have. And he said, "What's going to happen when this blacks out one day?" And we can't get our money. We can't look and find our money in our bank accounts. And none of these card machines will work. Let's just say we had an outage. What are you going to do? Well, if you don't have cash, paper money, you're in trouble because you're going to be electronically locked out.
Yes.
And then let's just say, take it one step further. What if all currency is null and void and everything is digitized with this central bank digital currency, and a central bank controls it, and they track every penny you spend? What are you going to do then? You going to go play along and let them track every penny you spend? Or are you going to be like looking for another way to conduct business? I don't know about you.
Got a choice to make.
But I'm looking for another way to conduct business.
Yes, I don't.
That's the reason I have silver.
Less oversight, better, and not for any reason other than get off my back. That's the only reason.
It's there's no privacy at that point.
That's right.
And if they don't like the way you do things, they can turn you off. They got a little switch. They can flip it off.
It scares me that having all your eggs in one basket, being on the digital, it's something to think about. Everybody needs to think about, to be able to have assets you can hold in your hand and that go up in value. I mean,
we got some comments coming in there about the gun safety issue. Barrel House 107 says gun safety should be taught in every school and home. I agree with that.
100%.
It's a matter, we got to have the right people doing it, but the home is the most important part.
It's got to be at home.
And an SRO could possibly teach it. And then Steve Jordan comes in. Gun safety is a very important thing to teach anyone at any age. It teaches responsibility, respect for firearms, and proper handling of firearms. 100%.
100%.
Like I said, you might not have one in your home, but what if a kid finds one? What are they going to do with it?
Gun safety teaches responsibility, and not only of firearms, but of just general good old responsibility. You know, that you realize of what you have in your hands and what the potentiality is, and you learn about where to point the muzzle. Everyone needs to know about
the gun and treat it like it's always loaded. All these ABCs that they're going to teach, they need to be taught.
There's never been an unloaded gun. Have you ever seen an unloaded gun? I've
never seen one. All right, so moving on now from this currency issue and the price of silver, the next 6 months, Bo, is kind of scary. I mean, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I think people need to be paying attention to what's going on and get their head out of the sand, because this new thing, this Genius Act that uses stable coin backed by something, which a lot of people think that's going to be backed by gold. I don't know, but every country in the world has been outbuying the United States on gold. They've been stacking it, China specifically. So there's something going on here, and silver as well. So I don't know what happens, but I don't know how this plays out. But I think everybody needs to be prepared for it. If you have all your money stuck in a bank account and the only access you have to it is electronics, you better change that plan quick. You need some cash in your hands, and I think everybody needs some silver.
Yes.
At least some old silver coins, something that you can barter with.
Yes, you do.
Okay, now people think this is doomsday talk. Well,
hey,
it might be, but
there's nothing wrong to be prepared. You don't have to go crazy over it, but you can be prepared.
I'd say you better have 6 months worth of something that you can conduct business with.
It would be a smart idea.
Yeah, and I know that kind of freaks people out to think about it. Nobody wants to think about it. Well, when the phone goes out and the computer shut down, that's just a question for you. What are you going to do?
We pray that never happens. But
right.
That question needs to be
prepared in case it does.
Yes.
It's like one of these 5% chances thing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But it's not 0%. All right. So let's just think about it.
That's right.
All right. Bo, there's a lot of things I know that's going to be coming up this fall that we're going to dive into on a weekly basis.
Oh, yeah.
But I think pretty much everything's been taken care of here today that we can take care of.
Yeah, we've settled most matters, most scores.
So I'm going to ask people out there, what do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear more local stuff, or do you want to hear more about national or regional stuff. I mean, I keep my nose out there to everything.
We try to cover everything, and if somebody's talking about it, we like to bring it up, and we like to have some real talk about it. But we really value what you want to hear and what you want to know,
and we appreciate you guys out there that are commenting.
We do,
and thanks for watching.
Yeah,
but we're gonna jump off of here, Bo, and we'll be back in a couple days.
Yeah, we will. It's a short week for us, but we'll be back, and we'll have some real talk for everybody.
Yeah, and we appreciate our sponsor, Norris Plumbing, here in Shelbyville, 3rd generation plumber. Give him a call if you ever need any help with your plumbing, and it's 24/7 service.
24/7. Give Jay a call; he'll be glad to help you out.
And we'll see you guys Thursday.